Dag nabbit, I think we done struck gold. Boy, I can't wait to see what's inside. Oh, what's this? Is that a Twitter account? Yeah, it is, dude. Oh my gosh, this story is insane. New info about Apple designing their own game controller. The next iPad Air will have Touch ID under the display, and AirPods and a new MacBook Pro, they're coming next month in May of 2020. Heck yeah, we've got some good news to talk about today. Drop a like if you're excited, hit subscribe for more, and who knows, maybe you'll strike some gold as well. So this video centers around the sole Twitter account of somebody named @LoveToDream, and they happen to have interesting dreams about new Apple products from time to time. Dreams that I find a little bit more than interesting though. Like this account knew on March 5th that a new iPad would be coming out the 3rd week of March. All right, so that's one. But then the next day they tweeted more Apple products are coming on March 6th. And then on March 14th, which was like 4 or 5 days before a new MacBook came out, they tweeted new MacBook next week. And guess what happened? We got that new iPad and we got that new MacBook in that week. And this is before Jon Prosser had tweeted out on that Sunday before the new products came out that new products were on the way. What a strange coincidence. It gets even crazier. On the day that the new iPad and MacBook Air products were released, this person tweeted new iPhone 9 coming the 2nd week of April. We now know that's the iPhone SE, and if you look at the calendar, it's technically not the 2nd calendar week, it's like the 3rd, but it's the 2nd full week. And I mean, if you count from the 1st day of April, which was a Wednesday, it's 2 weeks from the start of April. Are you still skeptical? Take a look at this. 9to5Mac wrote an article on April 2nd where they talked about 3 storage configurations and 3 colors for the iPhone SE. They also said the launch was imminent. It was happening very, very soon. 3 days before that article came out, this person tweeted 3C, 3MS, 2WA. Now that doesn't make any sense because that's not a real language, but they expanded upon it later. It was cryptic. It stood for 3 colors, 3 memory sizes, 2nd week of April. That's pretty wild. Again, this is 3 days before 9to5Mac shared that exact same information. They had it on their Twitter first. Now, right around here is when we got the date from Jon Prosser for April 15th or possibly the 14th for the new iPhone SE. And it was like, okay, so this thing is definitely around the corner. You know, another analyst said it was coming, but then on April 15th, this account, iLoveToDream, tweeted, new keyboard tonight. Huh? Apple told us that when the new iPad keyboard was gonna come out, it wasn't gonna come until May. They tweeted hours before Apple did the press release for the iPhone SE and the release of the new iPad Smart keyboard tonight. Now what about what they got wrong? They said the wrong date for iOS 13.4, they said the iPhone SE would have a larger battery, and they got the naming for the new phone wrong. But I counted up everything else for a total of 20 things that we could tell right now either happened or didn't happen. There's 20. 17 were correct, 3 were incorrect. This dude is 85% correct so far, and they've shared a lot more details other than this that look like they're probably gonna happen. So 85% really good accuracy. But this Twitter account wasn't done. That's not all that they shared. In fact, they've shared a ton of other claims as well. And with that number in mind, I am really excited for the future of Apple's pipeline because they're working on some crazy stuff. First up, a gaming controller. This is said to come in either 2020 or 2021. iLoveToDream is not entirely sure, but as you can see, I mocked it behind me, and I'm real proud of this one. So drop a like if you enjoyed this image. I might not look like a gamer, but I play some video games. All right, I play a lot of League on the computer, play Call of Duty, play a little bit of Fortnite. I know, don't make fun of me too much, but gaming's huge. It's like one of the biggest industries out there. And I've always questioned why Apple doesn't push further into it. Like, why are you guys so scared to put out a really good Mac that can game? Or a game console to run better games, or like first-party games like Call of Duty on Apple TV or something. They've stayed away from it. But with Apple Arcade, this account says that Apple's gonna really make that an important product in the future. And now that they're working on a controller, I mean, I think it's clear that they are actually finally delving into this. I'm not gonna believe any of this till I see it, just because we've been so let down every year with Apple and gaming. That's just, they don't go together. It's like this. It's like this. They need to go like this. And I don't know if this is going to happen this year, but it sounds like at least they're thinking about it for at least as early as this year or next year. Next up, we just got the iPhone SE, but what about that leaked iPhone SE Plus? 9to5Mac shared an article a couple weeks back now that said they found indication in the iOS 14 code that certainly Apple has the larger 5.5-inch LCD version of the SE in the works. While initially it seems that was planned for this year, iLoveToDream says it's not coming until next year, and it's going to have an A13 chip. which, by the way, is what John Prosser is just reporting today. Want to know when I Love to Dream tweeted that? On March 16th, which is, again, blowing my mind that info has been out there for a month, and John's got good sources. They're telling this to him now. I don't know, I just feel like I Love to Dream is on like a different level out here. Like, they're early, beating every other source on everything, and they're doing it with 85% accuracy. That's pretty damn good. Now let's get a little bit closer to home. John Prosser has been putting out some great leaks lately, and specifically, more recently, talking about a new MacBook Pro, a replacement for the 13-inch model coming as soon as May, and then just even more recently, like yesterday or something, said that new AirPods are on the way. Now, I've like put some pieces together because I've looked at more tweets from I Love to Dream, and they corroborate this, and everything's starting to make sense. You know how we've heard about AirPods Pro Lite? I've mentioned those in a couple of videos. What are AirPods Pro Lite? This is something that Digitimes has been referencing multiple times and repeatedly for months. And if you lay it out, it starts to make sense. What's up here at the very top? AirPods Pro, $250, highest end features in your design. What's down here below that? You got standard AirPods 2, $159, and you get some pretty decent features there as well. Those are the ones I prefer. Then there's all this space below that. I mean, $160 is still a lot of money for most people. There's still a ton of people that are like, AirPods are just too expensive. Now, some of the details are still unclear, but it seems like I Love to Dream is suggesting that there's a new pair coming in May alongside a new MacBook Pro, and this pair is gonna be lower cost. Now, at first I thought, okay, when they say lower cost, they're probably just meaning like a new version of AirPods 2, but I did some additional digging, and that's not what I Love to Dream is actually saying. Because somebody said, is it gonna be like AirPods Pro or AirPods 2? And they said like iPhone SE. Well, in comparison to the other iPhones in Apple's lineup, compared to the iPhone 11 or even the 11 Pro, what is the SE? Well, it's a low cost model. So it seems like this new version of AirPods, why everyone's been calling it AirPods Pro Lite, it's because it is an AirPods Pro and it isn't AirPods 2. Seemingly, it's a new version of AirPods entirely that's gonna be lower cost than even $160. This is really interesting. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. I mean, I know $160 is still a lot for a lot of people. Would you pick up AirPods for potentially cheaper? I just wonder what they're gonna cut out to cut down the cost. Don't trust I Love to Dream? John Prosser's reporting the same thing out here. Not exactly about like the cost or anything, but about when these products are coming, saying that new AirPods, they're ready to go. It sounds like the production is done on these things. So Apple products coming next month in May, you betcha at this point. I'll keep you updated on this story, but don't buy AirPods or a new MacBook Pro 13-inch at this point. Just not the best time. And jumping now back into the future, no idea for a release date on this, but apparently Apple is developing a new iPad Air, possibly 11-inch, with an all-screen design similar to the iPad Pro. Mini LED, so a crazy good-looking display. Apple's working on bringing Mini LED to a ton of other products. No Face ID, but rather Touch ID under the display. Now, Apple's been rumored to be doing this for an iPhone in 2021, maybe in 2020, but probably not. And in some other products too. And it seems like the iPad Air, if it does come out this year, could actually be the first product to integrate Touch ID under the screen. This is something that other manufacturers have done, and I really like the implementation. Like OnePlus, I've tried it before. It's incredible, and I kind of miss Touch ID in that regard. They also talk about AirPods X, which are more for sport or utility, similar to Beats X. This is something that John Prosser has also said in the past, as well as a 12-inch ARM-based MacBook with an Apple-designed chip. So no more Intel. We know that the switch to that is coming very soon, sometime apparently within the next year or year and a half, where Intel chips and Mac computers are gonna be gone, and it's gonna be possibly like Apple A-series chips, similar to what's in the iPhone, powering these MacBooks. And that's gonna be the biggest change to the Mac lineup probably ever. Okay, and one other tidbit I had to turn the camera back on for. I'm in the middle of this edit, but I stumbled across another tweet. This person saying that the iMac has been delayed in their dream. Now, when they say dream, of course, they mean they have some serious info here. Remember when CoinEx tweeted a while back that a new Mac Mini and a new iMac was coming, and everybody's like, oh, the Mac Mini's here, but what about the new iMac? CoinEx is never wrong. A completely anonymous Twitter leaker with almost a perfect track record. I think it's like 95% correct. Well, they were right. A new iMac was supposed to come, but Apple has changed their plans around a little bit. So that iMac that was supposed to come probably alongside the new products in March did not. And now it seems like it's been pushed back to much later in the year. Just wanted to throw that out there. Like, I just feel like this Twitter account, it's filling in all these missing pieces that we didn't have. So isn't this stuff is super exciting and wild? I was like looking at this last night and like working on crunching the numbers and everything, and I just wanted to bring this info to you as fast as I could because this new iPad with Touch ID is out of this world. A gaming controller says so much about what Apple's going to do with gaming in the future, and then we've got new AirPods and a MacBook Pro coming next month, so I mean, it's kind of cool, like an extended March event. So drop a like if you enjoyed it, if you learned something new, hit subscribe for more, and I'll catch all of you in my next video. Peace out.